Hey everyone, Steve Kane, owner of South Mart Studio in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, and this is another behind the scenes look of how I got that shot. When I shoot portraits, I like to do things based on people's personality. Today we're looking at an outdoor portrait of someone doing their favorite pastime. I call this one Easy Rider. Let's have a look at what I did. So location scouting was the toughest part of preparing for this shoot. I had a vision in mind of what I wanted. I needed a long open road. Definitely knew I wanted this as a sunset shot, so it was a matter of knowing where the sun was going to be setting, what time of day it was going to be setting, and what direction it was going to be setting in relation to the road that I needed to find. I also wanted to make sure there was no visible distractions. Along this particular road there were driveways into houses that are hidden. I wanted to make sure that there's no signs, no mailboxes, and I also needed to make sure it wasn't garbage day. The last thing I wanted was to show up with the client on this shoot and have to put up with garbage bins at the side of the road. I also needed to find something, a location that wasn't busy. Because we were going to be doing a live shoot on a busy road, or on a live road, we had to make sure there wasn't going to be a lot of traffic to deal with. So to capture this shot, I actually photographed it from the back of a convertible. I knew I wanted a low perspective, something close to the road for the right camera angle. I thought about doing it in the back of a pickup truck, the back of an SUV. Didn't necessarily feel safe myself in either of those scenarios, plus they were too high off the ground for what I was looking for. What I was doing was exposing for the environment. This was an evening shoot, so the light was going to be changing rapidly. Used a slow shutter speed because I knew I wanted to create some motion blur, making sure it didn't look like a static shot. I did have an off-camera flash. You can just barely see the sync cord coming through here, so I had a camera flash unit on the other side of the car as a key light for the subject. We were actually traveling at the minimum safe speed, not the maximum speed posted. This was both for safety and to maximize the amount of time we were actually in the shoot zone down that road. One of the keys was having a constant distance between camera and motorcycle operator. My driver kept watch for traffic coming towards us because the Harley rider was concentrating on being on the center of the road, being in camera frame. So she would warn us as traffic was approaching, and I was able to watch for traffic coming up behind the rider, who again was in the middle of the road and wouldn't know if someone was approaching. It did happen a couple of times that we needed to pull over, let people pass, but that made the safe environment for both of us. Again, the light was changing quickly. We only shot for about 30 minutes, but with all the trial and error, by the time we had the perfect sunset, we had all of the settings dialed in for the perfect money shot. In post-processing, again, there was a bit of cropping, saturation, a little bit of cloning for the odd street sign that I wanted to get rid of, and some high dynamic range processing to really make the image pop. Let's have a quick look at some of the other images we captured during that session. This one was interesting. This was actually where we both turned around and went back down the road where we were shooting. When I scouted the area, everything was fine. When we went to shoot, there was tons of construction equipment parked in this field. So obviously I had to get rid of that for that shot. Again, you can see the sun's not quite gone down yet, but it is getting darker. But this was us fine-tuning our images until finally we got our money shot. And that's how I shot this unique personality-based outdoor portrait. That's it for this episode of Behind the Scenes How I Got That Shot. We'll see you next time.